Serve Franco-American SpaghettiOs.
Your fresh ground beef plus Hunt's Manwich sauce.
Eat the macaroni.
A good source of bodybuilding protein.
Get ready for another delicious trip down memory lane. From the 1950s to the 1980s, we're uncovering more beloved foods that once graced our tables but have since disappeared. These iconic dishes and treats will stir up nostalgia and remind you of the flavors that defined an era. So sit back, relax, and join us as we dive into a culinary journey through time with 1 hour of famous foods that faded into history, Part 2. Luncheon meat, like Spam. Like Spam, luncheon meat was a versatile canned meat product that gained popularity in the mid-20th century. Sold primarily in the 1950s and 60s, a can of luncheon meat typically cost around 70 cents, offering a convenient and affordable protein option. It can be fried, baked, or eaten straight out of the can, making quick meals or sandwiches convenient. The uniform slices and long shelf life also made it famous for camping trips, military rations, and emergency food supplies. As dietary preferences shifted towards fresher and less processed foods, the demand for canned meats decreased. Concerns over the high sodium content and preservatives in luncheon meat also decreased appeal. Additionally, the rise of alternative protein sources such as fresh deli meats and plant-based options further diminished the market for canned luncheon meat.
Oh, not tonight, sweetie. You've had Chef every night this week.
But I love Chef.
Beefaroni. Beefaroni, a beloved pasta dish with ground beef in the tomato sauce, was once a popular canned food item, particularly during the latter half of the 20th century. Sold primarily in the 60s and 70s, a can of beefaroni typically cost around 60 cents, providing an affordable and convenient meal option for families. The combination of pasta, savory ground beef, and tangy tomato sauce made it a favorite among kids, who enjoyed its taste and texture. The convenience of opening a can and heating the contents made beefaroni a convenient choice for busy parents. However, the demand for canned pasta dishes decreased as dietary preferences shifted towards fresher and less processed foods. Concerns over canned foods' nutritional value and additives also reduced appeal. Additionally, the rise of alternative meal options, such as frozen dinners and healthier pasta dishes, further diminished the market for canned beefaroni. What was this beloved dish that paired perfectly with family picnics and barbecues, yet declined similarly due to changing dietary trends? Let's discover the story of baked beans next.
I wonder, if I ate enough Heinz baked beans, do you think I could become Prime Minister?
Baked beans. Baked beans, featuring beans in a sweet and tangy sauce, were a staple canned food item, particularly during the mid-20th century. Sold predominantly in the 50s and 60s, a can of baked beans typically cost around 55 cents, offering an affordable and convenient side dish option. Tender beans cooked in a savory sauce made with molasses, brown sugar, and spices resulted in a comforting and satisfying dish. Baked beans were often enjoyed as a side dish at barbecues, picnics, and family gatherings. People became more conscious of their sugar intake and sought healthier food options. The high sugar content in canned baked beans became a deterrent. While canned baked beans may still be available in some stores, they're not as common as they once were, representing a nostalgic reminder of a time when convenience and affordability drove food choices. Creamed corn. Creamed corn, featuring sweet corn kernels in a creamy sauce, was a popular canned food choice, especially during the mid-20th century. Sold primarily in the 50s and 60s, a can of creamed corn typically cost around 50 cents, providing a convenient and affordable ingredient for casseroles and side dishes. Creamed corn's distinct characteristics were its creamy texture and sweet flavor. The combination of tender corn kernels and rich sauce made from milk or cream created a comforting and indulgent dish that was enjoyed by many. The decline in the popularity of canned creamed corn can be attributed to changing dietary preferences and health concerns. As people became more health conscious and sought out fresher and less processed foods, the demand for canned vegetables, including creamed corn, decreased. Although canned creamed corn may still be available in some stores, it's less common than it once was. This represents a nostalgic reminder of when convenience often outweighed nutritional considerations in food choices. Cream corn began to lose its place on dinner tables, but another canned staple faced a similar fate.
When you're hungry for a burrito supreme, really hungry for a taco, you know what I mean.
The Enchilito was first introduced in 1970. It was an innovative creation that combined a soft flour tortilla filled with ground beef, refried beans, and onions. This savory filling was topped with melted cheddar cheese, red enchilada sauce, and sliced black olives for that perfect finishing touch. The result? A mouth-watering medley of Mexican-inspired flavors that was both hearty and satisfying. People loved the Enchilito for its comforting blend of savory beef, creamy beans, and tangy sauce. It quickly became a favorite and was celebrated for its unique take on traditional Mexican dishes. As kids savored the bologna sandwiches, would another childhood favorite, the Jell-O salad, hold the same colorful charm and sweet nostalgia, or was there more to its story?
Instead, I made some fun.
Jell-O salads. Jell-O salads were a vibrant addition to school cafeteria menus, featuring colorful gelatin mixed with a variety of ingredients like fruits, vegetables, and sometimes even cottage cheese. They were typically made by preparing flavored gelatin according to package instructions and then adding chopped-in fruits, vegetables, or other mix-ins before allowing it to set. While visually appealing and often enjoyed by students for their sweetness, Jell-O salads weren't always the healthiest option. Peter Cooper invented Jell-O, but it was his wife, May, who came up with the name for this gelatin dessert. Interestingly, Cooper initially struggled to advertise his product due to financial constraints. He eventually sold the business to orator Frank Woodward, who successfully turned Jell-O into a household name. Depending on the ingredients used, they could contain added sugars and artificial flavors. Prices for Jell-O salads varied depending on the ingredients and size, but were generally affordable, typically costing around 50 cents to $1 per serving. But amidst the shift towards healthier eating, did vegetable soup with saltine crackers emerge as the new favorite, offering both comfort and nutrition. Vegetable soup with saltine crackers. Vegetable soup with saltine crackers was a comforting option often served in school cafeterias, especially during the colder months. The soup was typically made by simmering a variety of vegetables like carrots, celery, potatoes, and onions in a flavorful broth until tender. Sometimes additional ingredients like beans or pasta were included for extra heartiness. Saltine crackers were served alongside the soup to add a crunchy texture and a touch of saltiness. Vegetable soup was considered a healthy option, providing a good source of vitamins and minerals from the vegetables and broth. Prices for vegetable soup with saltine crackers varied depending on the ingredients used and the portion size, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $1 to $2 per serving. Mexican pizza. Mexican pizza was a flavorful twist on the classic pizza often found in school cafeterias. It was typically made by layering a tortilla with toppings like seasoned ground beef, salsa, and cheddar cheese, creating a fusion of Mexican and Italian flavors. The Mexican pizza, originally called the Pizzazz Pizza, is a menu item at the U.S.-based chain Taco Bell. It consists of 2 tortillas with a filling of seasoned beef and refried beans, topped with tomato sauce, 3 cheeses, and diced tomatoes. The item was introduced in 1985 as the Pizzazz Pizza, and its original recipe included olives and green onions. However, it was later renamed Mexican Pizza in 1988. While undeniably delicious, Mexican pizza was not always the healthiest option due to the potential for high levels of saturated fat and sodium in the cheese and ground beef. Prices for Mexican pizza varied depending on the ingredients and portion size, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $1 or $2 per serving. Despite its fading presence in school cafeteria menus, Mexican pizza remains a tasty and memorable dish for those who enjoyed it during their school days. As students savor the nostalgic taste of Mexican pizza in school cafeterias,
Even kids with chicken pox love hot dogs.
boiled hot dogs. Boiled hot dogs were a classic option in school cafeterias before grilling or steaming gained popularity. They were made by submerging hot dogs in boiling water until they were fully cooked. Although this method was simple and efficient for preparing large quantities of hot dogs, it often resulted in a softer texture compared to grilling or steaming. In terms of healthiness, boiled hot dogs were similar to other methods of cooking, with their nutritional value depending mainly on the quality of the hot dogs themselves. Prices for boiled hot dogs varied depending on the location and quality, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $1 or $2 each. In spite of fading from school lunch menus, boiled hot dogs remain a nostalgic memory for many who enjoyed them during their school days. Frito pie. Frito pie was a beloved indulgence in school cafeterias, featuring Fritos corn chips topped with chili and cheese, all served conveniently in the chip bag itself. To make Frito pie, cafeteria staff would open individual bags of Fritos, then ladle chili over the chips and sprinkle shredded cheese on top. The bag would then be closed and served piping hot to eager students. While undeniably tasty and satisfying, Frito pie was not the healthiest option, often containing high levels of sodium, fat, and calories. Prices for Frito pie varied depending on location and portion size, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $2 to $3 per serving. Students savored their indulgent Frito pie lunches. Would the cafeteria ever swap out this beloved dish for a healthier alternative?
Pierre, tonight we're making Salisbury steak. I'm going to show you exactly how I make it.
Salisbury steak with gravy. Salisbury steak with gravy was a classic comfort food served in school cafeterias, often masquerading as a fancier dish. It was made by forming ground beef into oval-shaped patties, similar to hamburgers, and then pan-frying or baking them until cooked through. The patties were then smothered in a savory gravy made from beef broth and seasonings. Salisbury steak with gravy was flavorful and satisfying, but it wasn't always the healthiest option due to its high fat content from the ground beef and gravy. The prices for Salisbury steak with gravy varied depending on the quality and portion size, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $2 to $3 per serving. In spite of its fading presence on school lunch menus, Salisbury steak with gravy remains a nostalgic favorite for many who enjoyed it during their school days.
You know, I love cooking in the 70s because we did so many classics that were fantastic. And this one, chicken a la king. That used to be one of my best-selling items in the restaurant for lunch.
Chicken a la king. Chicken a la king, a luxurious dish featuring tender chicken pieces and vegetables in a creamy sauce, was once a popular canned food. It gained widespread popularity in the early to mid-20th century, especially during the 50s and 60s. With its rich and comforting flavors, this dish was a convenient meal option that brought a touch of elegance to the table. In the 1960s, a can of chicken a la king typically cost around 60 cents, making it an affordable choice for many families. The appeal of chicken a la king lay in its ease of preparation and the perception of being a fancy meal without effort. It was often served over toast, rice, or noodles, making it versatile and adaptable for different occasions. However, as culinary trends shifted towards fresh ingredients and homemade meals, the demand for canned chicken a la king declined. The growing awareness of processed foods and their nutritional drawbacks further contributed to their fade from popularity. Today, while it can still be found in some stores, it's far less common, overshadowed by the increasing preference for fresh and less processed meal options. As families enjoyed the luxurious convenience of chicken a la king, another canned staple was making its mark in kitchens across the country.
15 people in this factory push out almost 4,000 dozen tamales a day.
That's the way she does it. It's hard. I can't do it like that.
Tamales. Canned tamales featuring soft masa wrapped around spiced meat were once a popular convenience food. They became widely available in the mid-20th century, especially during the 1950s and 60s when convenience foods were highly valued. During this period, a can of tamales typically cost around 60 cents, making them an affordable meal option for many families. The appeal of canned tamales lies in their simplicity and unique taste. They offer a quick and easy way to enjoy a traditionally labor-intensive dish without extensive preparation. The masa, a corn dough, and the spiced meat filling are preserved in a can, providing a long shelf life and making it possible to enjoy tamales year-round. As consumers became more health-conscious and interested in authentic cooking, the appeal of canned tamales diminished. Fresh tamales, often found at local markets and made with high-quality ingredients, became more accessible and preferred. In the mid-1980s, Taco Bell boldly introduced the seafood salad to diversify its menu with a unique offering. This dish featured a tortilla bowl filled with shrimp, whitefish, and crab, topped with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, and traditional taco salad toppings. Marked as an adventurous and tantalizing choice, it aimed to stand out from the typical fast food offerings and provide a fresh alternative to the standard fish sandwiches of other chains. However, the seafood salad's journey was brief. It struggled with poor sales and supply challenges, compounded by several reported cases of food poisoning. Customers were hesitant about seafood from a fast food context, and the dish quickly developed a negative reputation, leading to its removal from the menu. Today, the seafood salad is mostly remembered as one of Taco Bell's more unconventional and less successful ventures, without the nostalgic appeal that some discontinued items managed to retain. Now let's move on to a peculiar item from McDonald's history that attempted to cater to non-meat eaters but didn't quite hit the mark.
Hey, 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 put some gold in your day. Come on in and say McDonald's Golden Grill.
The Hula Burger, an experimental meatless sandwich from McDonald's, was introduced in the early 1960s by founder Ray Kroc to cater to Catholics abstaining from meat on Fridays. This unconventional burger featured a simple combination of a grilled pineapple slice and cheese on a bun, providing a flavorful alternative for those observing religious dietary restrictions. However, the Hula Burger struggled to win over customers. During a pivotal test on a Friday in Lent, Kroc conducted a competition between the Hula Burger and the Filet-O-Fish, a meatless option proposed by franchisee Lou Groen. The results were stark. The Hula Burger sold only 6 sandwiches, while the Filet-O-Fish sold 350. This significant disparity led to the swift discontinuation of the Hula Burger, which was never widely released. While innovative, the Hula Burger failed to resonate with McDonald's patrons, unlike the Filet-O-Fish, which became a lasting menu staple. This illustrates that sometimes simplicity better meets customer needs and preferences. For nuggets. Next, we're diving into another offering that made a comeback after decades off the menu. Let's talk about Jack in the Box Monster Tacos.
You can get 3 of our delicious regular tacos for just 89 cents.
The Monster Taco debuted in the 1970s and quickly became a favorite for those craving a larger, more filling taco. Its large, crunchy shell packed with seasoned beef, melted American cheese, shredded lettuce, and taco sauce offered a flavor profile that kept customers returning. The Monster Taco was a substantial meal option known for its generous size. Despite its popularity, it faced discontinuation due to low sales and menu changes, which were available from the 1970s to the 1980s, and it briefly returned in 2013. In 2021, Jack in the Box responded to fan demands and reintroduced the Monster Taco, adding new flavors like bacon ranch, nacho, and the spicier Angry Monster Taco with a red shell. Its return was met with excitement from loyal fans. Next, we'll talk about the classic from Hardee's that offered a twist on the traditional burger.
New Frisco Burger. Introducing Hardee's Frisco Burger. Grilled sourdough bread topped with a thick Hardee's quarter-pound burger, melted Swiss, sizzling bacon, and sliced tomatoes.
Introduced in the early 2000s, Hardee's Frisco Burger was part of the Thick Burger line, offering larger, premium quality burgers. This burger featured a quarter-pound beef patty topped with crispy bacon, melted Swiss cheese, fresh tomatoes, and mayonnaise, all nestled between 2 slices of toasted sourdough bread. The smoky bacon, creamy Swiss cheese, and juicy beef made for a flavorful experience. The Frisco Burger quickly became popular among Hardee's customers, especially appealing to the young, hungry guys demographic targeted by the Thick Burger line. Despite its initial success, it was discontinued due to low sales and efforts to streamline the menu. Although the Frisco Burger is no longer available, its flavors and gourmet twists can be found in other Hardee's menu items, ensuring that fans still have delicious options to enjoy. Get ready to spice things up as we delve into the story of Pizza Hut Q Papas.
Buy new Kid Popeyes from Pizza Hut for just $3.99. Potato munchers with cheese and a hint of jalapeno.
In the 1990s, Pizza Hut introduced Q Papas, mini potato bites filled with a tasty blend of cheese and jalapenos. These bite-sized snacks delivered a cheesy flavor with a hint of spiciness, making them a perfect accompaniment to Pizza Hut's main offerings. The key ingredients included mini potato bites, melted cheese, and jalapeno peppers. Q Papas quickly became a favorite among customers who enjoyed their unique taste and spicy kick. Despite their popularity, low sales eventually removed them from the menu. The exact timing of their discontinuation remains unclear, but their absence left a noticeable gap for fans of this spicy treat. Many customers have expressed disappointment over the removal of Q Papas and are hoping for their return. Although Pizza Hut has yet to reintroduce them, the memory of these cheesy, spicy potato bites remains a nostalgic favorite. Prepare to dive into a hearty and flavorful fusion of Italian favorites with the Pizza Hut Sicilian Lasagna Pizza.
Introducing the new Sicilian Lasagna Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hearty beef topping and a blend of mozzarella, creamy ricotta, and Parmesan cheese.
Pizza Hut's Sicilian Lasagna Pizza was introduced in 2006. It was a bold attempt by Pizza Hut to innovate its menu with something entirely different. This pizza featured a thick, rectangular Sicilian-style crust topped with layers of creamy ricotta cheese, ground beef, and marinara sauce, all traditional lasagna ingredients. The combination was finished with a generous sprinkling of garlic, adding an extra layer of flavor. The Sicilian Lasagna Pizza was designed to offer comforting flavors of lasagna with the convenience and shareability of a pizza. Customers could enjoy the familiar taste of ricotta, ground beef, and marinara sauce in every bite, all atop a robust Sicilian crust. It was removed from the menu due to poor sales. While some customers appreciated the fusion of the two beloved Italian dishes, others found the combination could have been better. The Sicilian Lasagna Pizza remains nostalgic for those who enjoyed its bold flavors during its brief run. Let's take a sweet trip with the delicious delight that KFC Little Bucket Parfaits were. Introduced in the 1970s and available throughout the 1980s, KFC Little Bucket Parfaits were a popular dessert option. It featured individual parfait cups filled with layers of graham cracker crust, creamy chocolate pudding, and whipped cream, all topped with chocolate sprinkles. These parfaits offered a mix of textures and flavors with a light, airy whipped cream topping. Customers loved the Little Bucket Parfaits for their delicious taste and convenient single-serving size. Eat at home. Next, explore another classic side from Arby's that adds a perfect crunch to any meal. Get ready to dive into the story of Arby's Onion Petals, a beloved treat that beautifully complemented their sandwiches. Introduced in the 1990s, Arby's Onion Petals were a twist on the classic onion ring. These petals consisted of thinly sliced onion rings, breaded and fried to a crispy golden brown. The caramelized onions and the crunchy seasoned breading offered a slightly sweet flavor. Onion petals were served as a side dish or appetizer, accompanying Arby's signature roast beef sandwiches and other menu items. Customers appreciated onion petals' unique shape and the perfect balance of sweetness and crunch. They were a popular choice for those who loved the taste of onion rings but wanted a slightly different experience. Arby's discontinued onion petals around 2010 due to low sales. Even though onion petals are no longer available at Arby's, many former customers remember them as a favorite.
Honey, I don't have a sandwich appetite. I've got a manwich appetite.
A sandwich is a sandwich, but a manwich is a meal.
Sloppy Joe Sauce. Sloppy Joe Sauce, a tangy and seasoned sauce used to make the beloved Sloppy Joes, was once a popular canned food item, primarily in the mid-20th century. Sold during the 50s and 60s, a can of Sloppy Joe sauce typically cost around 65 cents, providing a convenient and budget-friendly option for families. The sauce's tangy and slightly sweet taste was a hit among children and adults, making it a go-to choice for quick and satisfying meals. However, the rise of homemade cooking and the availability of prepackaged seasoning mixes contributed to the decline of canned Sloppy Joe sauce. Today, while canned Sloppy Joe sauce may still be available in some stores, it's less common than it once was. Imagine the unique elements of tacos and pizza combined into one intriguing dish. Next up, we have Pizza Hut Taco Pizza.
It's a pizza-looking taco tasting pizza. A pizza-looking taco tasting pizza. A pizza-looking taco tasting pizza. New taco pizza at Pizza Hut.
Introduced in the late 70s and popular throughout the 80s, Pizza Hut's taco pizza was an inventive fusion that brought Mexican flavors to the traditional pizza format. This unique creation used a standard pizza crust as a base, generously topped with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, and shredded cheddar cheese. Fresh vegetables like lettuce and tomatoes added a crisp, refreshing layer, while a dollop of sour cream and a drizzle of taco sauce perfectly complemented the taco-inspired experience. The taco pizza offered a fun and delicious way to enjoy two popular foods. Customers loved the combination of the crispy pizza crust with the spicy taco toppings, which provided a unique taste experience that was both familiar and exciting. However, the taco pizza was eventually removed from the menu due to low sales. Pizza Hut occasionally brings back the taco pizza for limited runs, much to the delight of nostalgic fans who remember its unique flavor. Pizza at McDonald's? Who would have thought? Let's talk about the delicious McPizza.
Pizza? McDonald's Pizza.
Introduced in the late 80s, McPizza was McDonald's bold attempt to expand its menu beyond burgers and fries. It featured a traditional pizza crust topped with tomato sauce, cheese, and toppings such as pepperoni and vegetables. The goal was to attract pizza lovers and families looking for a one-stop fast food experience where they could enjoy pizza along with McDonald's other menu items. It was removed from most locations by the late 90s due to long preparation times and poor sales. The cooking process for the pizza was much longer than the typical McDonald's items, which conflicted with the fast service model the chain was known for. Moreover, the need for pizza ovens and the associated logistics proved too complex for most locations. Yeast rolls with butter. Yeast rolls with butter were a comforting treat in school cafeterias, adored for their soft, fluffy texture and warm, buttery taste. These rolls were typically made from a yeast-based dough, which gave them their light and airy quality. They were often served fresh out of the oven, enhancing their appeal. While they weren't the healthiest option due to their high carbohydrate and fat content, they were a favorite indulgence among students. Prices for yeast rolls with butter were relatively low, usually costing around 50 cents to $1 per roll. In spite of fading from school cafeteria menus over the years, the memory of these delectable rolls lives on in the hearts of those who enjoyed them during their school days. Students savor the nostalgia of yeast rolls with butter, but amidst the cafeteria favorites, what memories do fish sticks evoke for those who frequented school lunch lines? Peach slices. Peach slices were a simple yet delightful addition to school cafeteria lunches, offering a sweet and refreshing option for students. They could be served either canned or fresh, depending on availability and season. Canned peach slices were typically packed in syrup, adding extra sweetness, while fresh slices provided a crisp and natural flavor. While fresh peach slices offered some nutritional benefits, canned varieties often contained added sugars, reducing their healthiness. In spite of this, they were a popular choice among students for their delicious taste. Prices for peach slices varied depending on whether they were fresh or canned in the season, but they were generally an affordable option, usually costing around 50 cents to $1 per serving. Although they faded away from many school lunch menus, peach slices remain a nostalgic memory for those who enjoyed them during their school days. Now, imagine pairing them with a nutritious Popeye salad inspired by the spinach-loving cartoon character. Half-pint cartons of milk. Half-pint cartons of milk were a staple beverage in school cafeterias, often served with every meal. These small cartons contained either plain or flavored milk, such as chocolate or strawberry, providing students with a variety of options to choose from. The milk was usually pasteurized and homogenized, ensuring its safety and quality. Although plain milk offered essential nutrients like calcium and vitamin D, flavored varieties often contained added sugars, making them less healthy. Prices for half-pint cartons of milk varied depending on the type and flavor, but were generally affordable, typically costing around a quarter to 50 cents per carton. Notwithstanding their ubiquity in the past, half-pint cartons of milk have faded from many school lunch menus. but they remain a nostalgic symbol of school days for many. Students reminisce about the days of sipping on half-pint cartons of milk. However, one other classic cafeteria staples like beef macaroni have stood the test of time, offering both comfort and nostalgia.
A double-decker bologna sandwich!
Bologna sandwiches. Bologna sandwiches were once a common sight in school cafeterias, featuring slices of bologna sandwiched between two pieces of bread. To make them, cafeteria staff would typically place a slice or two of bologna on a slice of bread, sometimes adding condiments like mustard or mayonnaise before topping it with another slice of bread. Though bologna sandwiches were a convenient and affordable option, they weren't always considered the healthiest choice due to the high sodium and fat content in bologna. Different regions of the United States have their own unique takes on the bologna sandwich. For example, in the Midwest, it's common to find bologna sandwiches served with mustard and pickles, while in the South, they might be paired with mayonnaise and sweet pickles. Prices for bologna sandwiches varied depending on the quality of ingredients and portion size, but were generally low, typically costing around $1 to $2 each.
There's a great new taste you can't put down. Corn dogs, they just hit town.
Corn dogs. Corn dogs were a beloved treat in school cafeterias, consisting of a hot dog on a stick coated in a thick layer of cornmeal batter and then deep fried to golden perfection. While undeniably delicious and popular among students for their convenient handheld nature, corn dogs were not the healthiest option. They were high in calories, fat, and sodium, which led to their decline in school lunch menus with the rise of healthier eating initiatives. Prices for corn dogs varied depending on location and quality, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $1 to $2 each. Nonetheless, corn dogs remain a nostalgic favorite for many who enjoyed them during their school years. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches were once a ubiquitous lunch item in school cafeterias, loved for their simplicity and delicious taste. Made by spreading peanut butter and jelly between two slices of bread, they were a quick and easy option for both students and cafeteria staff. However, as concerns about peanut allergies became more prominent, the prevalence of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in school lunches declined. While they were generally considered a tasty and satisfying choice, they weren't always the healthiest option due to the high sugar content in the jelly and the potential for added sugars in the commercial peanut butter. Prices for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches varied depending on the ingredients used, but were usually affordable, typically costing around $1 to $2 each.
Hey, Speedy, remember the Mexican pizza from Pizza Hut?
If you take apart the new Pizza Hut Triple Deckeroni Pizza, here's what you'll find.
Let's dive into the story of Pizza Hut's Triple Deckeroni Pizza, introduced in 1997. This wasn't just any pizza, but a multi-layered marvel that captured fans' imaginations during its brief stint on the menu. Picture a thin, crispy crust loaded with lavish cheese and 90 pieces of pepperoni. But the innovation didn't stop there. Above this base was another thin crust, ready to be customized with your favorite toppings. This double-decker creation offered an explosion of flavors and textures with every bite, making it a hit among those who craved extra cheesy, pepperoni-rich indulgence. Despite its initial popularity, the Triple Deckeroni was discontinued due to its complex preparation and challenges in sustaining sales. Now let's talk about the Enchilito, a delightful fusion that stood out on Taco Bell's menu for decades. However, the Enchilito faced a rocky journey. It was removed from the menu in 1993, brought back in 2000, and then removed again in 2013 due to menu simplification. But here's a fun twist. The Enchilito made a comeback in 2022 after a strong fan campaign. While it was a limited time offering, it showed how much loyal Taco Bell customers miss this dish. Now let's turn our attention to another interesting item from Taco Bell's past, a salad that attempted to bring the sea to fast food, but ended up sinking.
Fish? Introducing new seafood salad from Taco Bell.
Next, let's switch gears to a time when Wendy's decided to bring the all-you-can-eat experience to fast food with a beloved but ultimately unsustainable offering.
You know, Wendy's Super Bar is great for families because there's something for everyone, like our fresh salads from our garden spot.
In the 1980s, Wendy's Super Bar was an innovative addition to the fast food landscape. This all-you-can-eat buffet featured distinct stations, each offering a variety of cuisines. The Garden Spot provided a range of fresh salad toppings, while the pasta section served up rotini and spaghetti with tomato or Alfredo sauce choices. The Mexican Fiesta included refried beans, rice, taco meat, and crunchy and soft taco shells. A dessert station with chocolate and vanilla pudding rounded out the dining experience. The Super Bar was especially popular among families and those who appreciated the ability to customize their meals with diverse food options. Despite its success, Wendy's discontinued the Super Bar in 1998 due to the high maintenance cost and logistical challenges. Constant restocking and managing a wide variety of perishable items proved inefficient and costly, leading to the end of this unique offer. Let's leap back to the late 1970s, when McDonald's introduced a vegetarian alternative to its upcoming Chicken McNuggets. Yes, we're talking about the Onion Nuggets.
McOnion Bits. They're tasty, bite-sized pieces of sweet onion, deep-fried to a golden brown.
McDonald's Onion Nuggets, introduced in 1978, was developed as a precursor to the famed Chicken McNuggets. These unique nuggets featured chunks of onion, breaded and deep-fried to a golden crisp, offering a delightful mix of savory and sweet flavors due to the caramelized onions encased in a crunchy exterior. Like Chicken McNuggets, they provided a familiar and convenient option for customers. Despite the innovative concept, Onion Nuggets failed to capture the public's taste and were discontinued in 1979, just a year after their debut. The focus shifted to the soon-to-be-launched Chicken McNuggets, with McDonald's executive chef Rene Arend, the creator of the Onion Nuggets, tasked with developing a chicken-based version. The Chicken McNuggets debuted in 1983 and became a significant success. While Onion Nuggets did not become a long-term fixture on the menu, they have lingered in the memories of those who experienced them during their brief stint. Over the years, some fans have even petitioned for their return, highlighting the enduring appeal of these distinctively flavored. Let's hold on to our forks because we're about to explore McDonald's attempt to bring Italian cuisine to its fast food menu.
The new and improved McSpaghetti, our meatiest and cheesiest ever.
McDonald's McSpaghetti was introduced in the late 1970s as an adventurous foray into new culinary territory. The dish featured spaghetti noodles topped with a tomato-based meat sauce, resembling traditional spaghetti. Key ingredients included spaghetti noodles, beef or pork, tomato sauce, and a sprinkling of cheese. The sauce, blending meaty richness with a hint of sweetness, was tailored to local taste and became particularly popular in the Philippines. However, McSpaghetti struggled to gain traction globally. By the early 80s, it was removed from most markets due to poor sales and the logistical challenges of serving pasta in a fast food setting. It didn't align well with McDonald's brand image, and maintaining consistency in speed and preparation proved difficult. While McSpaghetti didn't become a global staple, it remains available in select locations, especially in the Philippines. This dish exemplifies McDonald's willingness to experiment with diverse flavors and cuisines. Did anyone ever face the dilemma of choosing between a slice of Mexican pizza and a serving of creamy tapioca pudding? Tapioca pudding. Tapioca pudding was a creamy and sweet dessert enjoyed in school cafeterias, featuring distinctive tapioca pearls suspended in a velvety pudding base. It was typically made by simmering tapioca pearls in milk until they became soft and translucent, then sweetened with sugar and sometimes flavored with vanilla or other extracts. While tapioca pudding was appreciated for its unique texture and comforting flavor, it wasn't always considered the healthiest option due to its high sugar and fat content. Prices for tapioca pudding varied depending on portion size and quality, but were generally affordable, typically costing around 50 cents to $1 per serving.
Spam burger hamburger.
Oh, I see. You cut it.
Spam burgers. Spam burgers was a budget-friendly option in school cafeterias, featuring Spam, a canned meat product, as the main ingredient. To make Spam burgers, slices of Spam were typically pan-fried or grilled until crispy and then served on a bun with toppings like lettuce, tomato, and cheese. While Spam burgers were tasty and convenient, they weren't always considered the healthiest choice due to their high sodium and fat content. However, they did provide a good source of protein. Spam is a brand of processed canned pork and ham made by Hormel Foods Corporation. It was introduced in 1937 and gained popularity worldwide, especially during World War II, when it became a staple for troops due to its non-perishable nature. Prices for Spam burgers were generally low, reflecting the affordability of Spam as an ingredient, and typically range from $1 to $2 each. Notwithstanding their disappearance from school lunch menus, Spam burgers remain a nostalgic dish for those who enjoyed them during their school days.
This is the Frito pie. As American as apple pie.
Perhaps a nutritious twist on another classic comfort food like tuna noodle casserole.
You're made just when you're over. To get the recipe for our good old tuna noodle casserole.
Tuna noodle casserole. Tuna noodle casserole was a comforting and filling dish commonly found in school cafeteria menus. It was made by combining cooked egg noodles with canned tuna and a creamy sauce, typically made from ingredients like cream of mushroom soup or mayonnaise. Additional ingredients like peas, onions, or cheese were included for extra flavor. To add a crunchy texture, the casserole was often topped with crushed potato chips before baking. Though tuna noodle casserole was hearty and satisfying, it wasn't always considered the healthiest option due to the potential for high levels of sodium and fat in the creamy sauce and potato chip topping. Prices for tuna noodle casserole varied depending on portion size and quality, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $1 or $2 per serving.
Spaghetti you can eat with a spoon. Oh, SpaghettiOs. Eat round spaghetti that'll stay on your spoon. Oh, SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiOs, introduced by Campbell's in 1965, were a hit among children and parents alike. This ring-shaped pasta in a tomato and cheese sauce was designed to be a convenient, kid-friendly meal. The idea was to create a pasta dish that was easy to eat, even without a fork. SpaghettiOs quickly became a staple in American households due to their affordability and convenience, costing around 50 cents per can in the 1960s. The product was heavily marketed, featuring catchy jingles like "Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs," that became ingrained in popular culture. Parents appreciated SpaghettiOs as a quick meal solution that children enjoyed, and the fortified vitamins and minerals added to its appeal. However, taste and dietary preferences evolved. By the late 20th century, there was a growing focus on healthier eating and fresh ingredients, which led to a decline in the popularity of canned foods, including SpaghettiOs. Concerns over processed foods and high sodium content contributed to their decreased demand. Despite this, SpaghettiOs remain available today, though they were once more common. They now compete with various quick meal options, emphasizing health and fresh ingredients. But what made corned beef, with its savory and salty appeal, a beloved favorite during the same era?
Give me something that's new. Beef and potatoes to chew. Crisp through and through. Hearty too. Mary kitchen hash, I love you.
Corned beef. Corned beef, a savory and salty meat product, was a staple in many households, particularly during the mid-20th century. Often used in hash or sandwiches, canned corned beef provided a convenient and long-lasting source of protein. It became trendy during World War II due to its non-perishable nature and ease of transport, making it a favorite among soldiers and civilians. In the 1950s, a can of corned beef cost around 70 cents. Corned beef's distinct salty flavor made it a versatile ingredient in various recipes. Its popularity extended beyond just American cuisine, as it was widely used in many Caribbean and Latin American dishes. Corned beef hash, made with diced potatoes and onions, was a beloved breakfast item, while corned beef sandwiches were a lunchbox favorite. However, the demand for canned corned beef has declined over the years. Increased health consciousness led to a preference for fresher and less processed meats.
What's that? Chili con carne. Chili con what? Carne. It's just mince and vegetables, but Mum says cook in the pot makes it special. Try some.
Chili con carne. Chili con carne, a hearty dish featuring beef and beans in a spicy sauce, was once a popular canned food choice, especially in the mid-20th century. Sold primarily in the 1950s and 60s, a can of chili con carne typically cost around 75 cents, providing an affordable and convenient meal option. It was a filling and satisfying dish that could be enjoyed independently or served over rice, baked potatoes, or hot dogs. The combination of tender beef, beans, and spices made it a favorite comfort food. Nevertheless, the decline in the popularity of canned chili con carne can be attributed to several factors. As consumer preferences shifted towards fresher and healthier options, the perceived drawbacks of canned foods, such as high sodium content and preservatives, decreased demand.
Real good stew. The stew. It's good.
Oh, it's just, well, actually...
Beef stew. Beef stew, featuring tender chunks of beef with vegetables and a savory gravy, was a popular canned food choice, especially during the mid-20th century. Sold primarily in the 50s and 60s, a can of beef stew typically cost around 85 cents, providing a convenient and hearty meal option for many households. The decline in the popularity of canned beef stew can be attributed to various factors. As consumer taste evolved, there was a growing preference for fresher and less processed foods. Concerns about the high sodium content and preservatives in canned foods also decreased demand. Additionally, the rise of alternative meal options, such as frozen dinners and ready-to-eat meals, further diminished the appeal of canned beef stew.
Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup.
Let it snow, let it snow.
Campbell's makes everything.
Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup, a comforting classic with chicken noodles and vegetables, was once a popular canned food option, especially during the mid-20th century. Sold primarily in the 50s and 60s, a can of chicken noodle soup typically cost around 50 cents, providing a convenient and affordable meal option. However, the decline in the popularity of canned chicken noodle soup can be attributed to the changing consumer preferences and dietary trends. The rise of homemade cooking and the availability of fresh refrigerated soups contributed to the decline. Today, while canned chicken noodle soup may still be available in some stores, it's less common than it once was. It represents a nostalgic relic of a time when convenience foods were a staple in many households' pantries. Chicken noodle soup's popularity waned with the rise of fresh and homemade options, marking the end of an era for canned meals. But as taste changed, another classic faced a similar fate. What happened to beefaroni, the once-beloved pasta dish in a can? A combination snack from Jack in the Box that offered the best of both worlds. Yes, we're talking about the Jack in the Box Frings.
My Saturday nights were dull and dreary until I had my first fring.
In 1979, Jack in the Box Frings offered a clever combination of French fries and onion rings in a single order. This inventive side dish was perfect for customers who couldn't decide between the crispy, salty taste of fries and the crunchy flavor of onion rings. By merging these two items, Jack in the Box created a fan favorite that allowed customers to enjoy a variety of flavors and textures in one convenient package. Frings quickly gained popularity due to their novelty and satisfaction with cravings for fries and onion rings. The mix appealed to those who loved the variety and didn't want to choose between their favorite sides. Frings was eventually discontinued for the same reasons it gained popularity. It was too time-consuming for restaurants to create the dish, and it didn't sell as well as expected. Some fans attempted to recreate the experience by ordering both fries and onion rings and then mixing them. But amidst the hustle and bustle of lunchtime, would today's rectangular pizza slice provide the same nostalgic satisfaction as those sloppy sauce-drenched buns of yesteryear? Rectangular pizza. Rectangular pizza was a beloved school cafeteria classic, cherished for its iconic shape that snugly fit on cafeteria trays. Typically made from a thick crust topped with tomato sauce and cheese, it was an easy and quick meal for cafeteria staff to prepare in large quantities. While delicious, its healthiness was questionable, with concerns about the processed ingredients and high levels of sodium and fat. Notwithstanding this, students couldn't resist its cheesy goodness. Prices varied depending on the region and period, but it was usually an affordable option, costing around $1 or $2 a slice. Rectangular pizza may have faded into history, but its memory still brings nostalgia to many who enjoyed it during their school days.
That's why we created new Gorton's microwave crunchy fish sticks and fillets.
Fish sticks. Fish sticks were a common sight in school cafeterias, especially on Fridays when many schools observed meatless options. These breaded and fried fish fillets were usually made from white fish like cod or pollock, coated in breadcrumbs for a crispy texture. While they provided a source of protein, they were often considered less healthy due to the frying process and the added breading. However, they were a convenient and tasty option for students. Prices for fish sticks varied depending on location and quality, but they were generally affordable, typically costing around $1 or $2 per serving. Despite their popularity in the past, fish sticks have faded away from many school lunch menus, but they remain a nostalgic memory for those who enjoyed them.
Why is Goulburn Belly the best tasting fruit in a can?
But did you ever wonder how these two childhood favorites influence your taste buds and memories? Popeye salad. Popeye salad was a clever nod to the famous cartoon character known for his love of spinach. This salad typically consisted of fresh spinach leaves, sometimes mixed with other vegetables like tomatoes, cucumbers, and carrots. It was often served with a choice of dressing, such as ranch or vinaigrette. Spinach was highlighted as a source of strength, just like Popeye himself, promoting its health benefits to students. Generally, Popeye salad was considered a healthy option, packed with vitamins and nutrients. Prices for Popeye salad varied depending on the ingredients and dressing choices, but were typically affordable, usually costing around $1 to $2 per serving. While Popeye salad may have faded from school cafeteria menus, its association with the iconic cartoon character remains a fun memory for many. Beef macaroni. Beef macaroni was a comforting and filling dish often found in school cafeteria menus. It was made by combining cooked macaroni pasta with seasoned ground beef and a savory tomato-based sauce. The concept of pasta and cheese dates back centuries. In the 1420s, King Richard II's master chefs compiled a manuscript called the Form of Cury, which featured a recipe for a dish called macarons. This early recipe is remarkably similar to the mac and cheese we know today, making it one of the earliest published recipes for this beloved comfort food. The ground beef added protein to the dish, while the macaroni provided carbohydrates, making it a satisfying meal for students. While beef macaroni was tasty and popular among students, it wasn't always considered the healthiest option due to the beef's high-fat content and the sauce's processed nature. Prices for beef macaroni varied depending on location and quality, but were generally affordable, typically costing around $1 or $2 per serving. In spite of its disappearance from many school lunch menus, beef macaroni remains a nostalgic favorite for those who enjoyed it during their school days.
Oh, I love your fruit cocktail, Mother Nature. I just love it.
At Del Monte, Mother Nature is on our side.
Fruit cocktail. Fruit cocktail, a mix of various fruits and syrup, was a popular canned food option throughout the mid-20th century. Sold primarily in the 1950s and 60s, a can of fruit cocktail typically cost around 65 cents, providing a convenient and affordable dessert or snack option. What made fruit cocktails distinguishable was their versatility. The assortment of fruits, such as peaches, pears, grapes, and cherries, preserved in syrup, made them suitable for various culinary uses. They could be enjoyed independently, used as a topping for ice cream or yogurt, or incorporated into cakes, pies, and fruit salads. However, the decline in the popularity of canned fruit cocktails can be attributed to changing consumer preferences and dietary trends. As people became more health conscious and concerned about added sugars, the demand for canned fruits and syrup decreased. While fruit cocktails provided a sweet and versatile treat, another canned food won hearts with its savory appeal.
Make it filling. Make it a meal. Campbell's tomato soup. Make it as hearty as you are hungry.
Tomato soup. Tomato soup, a classic and comforting canned food item, was famous throughout the mid-20th century, sold primarily in the 50s and 60s. A can of tomato soup typically cost around 40 cents, offering an inexpensive and convenient meal option. The smooth and savory soup, made from ripe tomatoes and seasonings, could be enjoyed independently or with various accompaniments. One popular combination was grilled cheese sandwiches, as the soup's creamy texture complemented the crispy, gooey goodness of the sandwich. Concerns about the high sodium content and preservatives in canned soups also contributed to decreased demand. The rise of alternative soup options, including homemade recipes and ready-to-eat refrigerated soups, further diminished the market for canned tomato soup. Next, get ready to reminisce about the KFC barbecue baked beans, a popular side dish.
Chicken in the beans, chicken in the bucket, chicken in the beans, chicken in the bucket, chicken in the beans.
First introduced in the 1970s and popular throughout the 80s, KFC barbecue baked beans were a tasty and comforting side dish. These beans were flavored with a barbecue sauce, which was then enhanced with brown sugar and onions, often including bacon pieces. The result was a rich, smoky, slightly sweet flavor that perfectly complemented KFC's crispy fried chicken. Customers enjoyed the delicious combination, making it popular for many years. However, despite their popularity, they were removed from the menu due to supply chain issues. This decision disappointed many fans, as the beans had become a staple side dish for KFC meals. Now, let's discover the story of the McDonald's McDLT, an innovative menu item that keeps the burger's hot components warm and the cold ingredients crisp by separating them until you're ready to eat. Get ready to explore the unique approach behind this fascinating fast food concept.
Hey, you say you're getting tired of lettuce and tomato hamburgers in this town that don't quite make it? Yeah!
Introduced in 1984, the McDLT was a unique addition to McDonald's menu. It featured a quarter-pound beef patty with lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, cheese, pickles, and ketchup on a toasted sesame seed bun. What set the McDLT apart was its innovative packaging, a two-part styrofoam container that kept the hot ingredients, patty and bottom bun, separate from the cold ingredients, lettuce, tomato, and top bun, until assembly. This design ensured that the hot side stayed hot and the cool side stayed cool. Marketed with the catchy slogan, "Keep the hot side hot and the cool side cool," the McDLT quickly gained popularity by offering a fresh and customizable burger experience. However, it was removed from the menu in 1991 due to environmental concerns over styrofoam packaging. Without its unique packaging, the McDLT lost its defining feature and was eventually replaced by other menu items. Though not a permanent fixture, the McDLT left a lasting impression as an innovative and memorable burger in McDonald's history. Now prepare for the tale of Arby's Loaded Potato Bites, a savory snack that promises a delightful burst of flavors with every bite. Get ready to relive this mouth-watering experience. In the early 2000s, Arby's Loaded Potato Bites were a popular menu item featuring bite-sized potato nuggets filled with bacon, cheddar cheese, and chives. These crispy golden nuggets offered a delightful combination of creamy and cheesy potato filling with the smoky flavor of bacon and the subtle sharpness of chives. They were a perfect side dish or snack, complementing Arby's famous roast beef sandwiches and other menu items. Customers loved the loaded potato bites for their rich taste and convenient size. They provided a flavorful option that was easy to eat on the go, but Arby's discontinued the loaded potato bites due to low sales. Some fans have created copycat recipes to recreate the taste at home, keeping the memory of this tasty side dish alive. They were a perfect sweet treat after a KFC meal, providing a lovely end to the dining experience. However, the Little Bucket Parfaits were discontinued due to low sales and a shift in focus towards KFC's main menu items, leaving many fans disappointed. In 2012, KFC ended its partnership with Sara Lee, the producer of the Parfaits, leading to their eventual removal from the menu. Fans of the Little Bucket Parfaits can still find copycat recipes online, allowing them to recreate this sweet. Prepare to sink your teeth into the satisfying sandwich as we go through the history of Hardee's roast beef sandwich.
Roast beef is slow roasted in this kitchen every day. I watch that oven till the beef is done just perfect.
First introduced in the 1960s, The Hardee's roast beef sandwich quickly became a favorite for its generous portions and flavor. This sandwich featured thinly sliced, slow-cooked roast beef piled high on a sesame seed bun. The roast beef was known for its tender texture and juicy, savory flavor, making it a delicious alternative to the typical fast food burger. Some sandwich variations also included mayonnaise, lettuce, and tomato, enhancing the flavor and adding a touch of freshness. The Hardee's roast beef sandwich was especially popular among customers who enjoyed a meat-centric meal. Its substantial size and rich taste offered a satisfying alternative to the usual burger fare. Though briefly discontinued, it was eventually brought back due to customer demand. In 2019, Hardee's launched a marketing campaign urging customers to save the veggies by ordering the roast beef instead, celebrating its return and highlighting its appeal. Today, the Hardee's roast beef sandwich remains a staple, demonstrating its lasting appeal and status as a classic fast food offering.